The Dark Side of Takashi Murakami. You know Takashi Murakami. Flower paintings, tons of mainstream collaborations. But at the age of 8, Takashi was traumatized forever. You see, Murakami's parents encouraged him to visit art exhibitions and write about them. But if he didn't write, they would punish him by sending him to bed without eating dinner. But that isn't the traumatizing part. One day, after waiting in line for 3 hours at a museum with his parents, he eventually came face to face with a painting that was so haunting, it kept him up at night. That painting? Francisco Goya's Saturn Devours His Son. No wait, you're probably thinking it's disturbing, it looks scary, but looking closer, it's actually a perfect metaphor for his life. People say that painting was a reflection of Goya witnessing war, and in a way that resonated with the young Takashi. His mom always told him he was lucky, because during World War II, on the day of the drop, their own hometown was narrowly avoided, only because the conditions were too cloudy. And it's because of this his art has themes of war and trauma. But he had a problem, because Japan didn't like it. You see, Murakami criticized post-war Japan. He had a deep cynicism towards the West, and considered Japan's obsession with cute, kawaii things to be the result of America's intervention during World War II. He thought Japanese society had become too flat and superficial, and so he created super flat art. He wanted to reject Western influence in his work. And so what did he do? Well, he moved to the US. By his early 30s, his work still wasn't selling well. He decided to go out and study what made famous characters like Mickey Mouse, Miffy, Hello Kitty so successful. The result? A jumbled, violent caricature of the sum of all of these characters combined. And the name itself, Mr. Daub, being an abbreviation of a nonsensical phrase to symbolize meaninglessness. With the move to the US and him now selling artwork more and more, he would go on to have notable collaborations with Louis Vuitton, Kanye, and much more. And in the end, he became the very thing he hated, creating commercialized, superficial art. Through his parents denying him dinner, embracing consumerism to survive as an artist, a lot of Takashi's life was done out of necessity of one thing: survival. But today at 62, the struggles of his two sides are evident. On one hand, he's one of the most successful artists in the world, but on the other, some might consider him a sellout, who was devoured by the system itself. So, if Goya's painting is a perfect metaphor of Takashi Murakami's life, it begs the question, which one, between the two, is Takashi?